Assalam-o-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So this is your first book from Ilm-un-Nahw from which I'm going to teach you, because from the previous videos of Ilm-un-Nahw Al-Sarf I teach you by my own knowledge and by my own method and style. But it's very important for students they must follow the path by which the other ulamas of Islam follow that path. So our ulamas always try to learn from the book of any alim or any Islamic scholars, for as well as the benefit and as well as for barakas. So what you need to understand from Ilm-un-Nahw Al-Sarf you already know by my previous videos, but for the barakat and understanding more, and also for following the path of our elders, I'm going to teach you now from the book of Ilm-un-Nahw, that is known as Tasheel-Un-Nahw. This book is also, you can simply say that this book is a translation of Ilm-un-Nahw, which I have sent you earlier, or from which I have taught you earlier. So I'm not going to explain everything which you are going to learn in this video, in this book, because a lot of things you have already learned from the previous, and a lot of explanation has been done on the video. So in this book I'm not going to explain you a lot, but I'm going my main focus will be on, and my total attention will be on the exercise. So I will let you solve the exercise, and I will also solve some exercise in front of you, so you will get the exact idea how to solve all these questions in this book. But for starting this book, first I am starting this from the first page. In the first page there are some terms which we are going to use in this Ilm-un-Nahw Al-Sarf book. So all the terms which is used in this book is already written here. So most of them you already familiar with those, and there are some few which is very completely new for you. So I'm not going to explain you anything which is completely new for you in this video, because I will explain all those things in the next video, because today I have a few minutes left for me to record all these classes. From inshallah I will because I'm very busy today. So from the next day inshallah, that is tomorrow, I will explain all the things which is left from this video. So what you have to do, simply tick down all the things or mark down all the things which I'm not explaining you in this video, but I told you that I will explain in the next video. First one is ma'mulun. Ma'mulun is, you can simply say that someone who is responsible for giving for changing the Arab is called it's my mistakes. Ma'mul is a word which Arab is changed due to changing amil. Okay, so this is called ma'mul. And failun ma'rufun, this means fail ma'ruf. Fail ma'ruf is a fail where the file, and that means the doer of that fail is known or mentioned. Fail majhul, where the file is not mentioned. Fail lazim is completely new, you haven't learned, so I'm going to explain. What is fail lazim? There are some fail which is completed by its file only. You don't have to mention the maf'ul also. But there are some fail which meaning is not completed by only its file, but you also need to add maf'ul in it, because without adding maf'ul you can't able to understand that fail. For example, if I say nimtu is a fail of wahid mutakallim hazir having ana zamir fa'il. So nimtu, this means sleeping is a fail, sleeping is a work, and who is the doer of that fail? I am the doer of that fail. So I sleep. So this is complete sentence. This is the meaning of this sentence is completely completed. There is no doubt. There is nothing we need to add. Okay, I sleep. But there are some fail where maf'ul is necessarily needed. Without adding maf'ul, you can't able to understand what actually. But this is not incomplete sentence. This is a complete sentence, but without adding the maf'ul, the rule or the fail is not completed. For example, if I say allamtu zaidan, okay, so I teach Zaid. So here the meaning is less, the meaning is incomplete. You also need to mention what you teach. So when I say I teach Zaidan a book, allamtu Zaidan kitaban. So here Zaidan and kitaban both are maf'ul. But here what we have done, allamtu, I taught someone. So here the maf'ul is necessarily needed. But this is not a complicated issue or a complicated topic. You can simply get all the ideas by simply learning a lot of sentence, by solving lot of books. So you just simply ignore these things in just few, for example, and for a definition, simply remember which is fi'l lazim. Fi'l lazim is a fi'l where you don't have to add maf'ul, which its meaning can be understood without maf'ul. It's written here. And what is fi'l mutaddi? The meaning is cannot be fully understood without adding maf'ul. So this is fi'l lazim and fi'l mutaddi. You already know about ma'rifa. Ma'rifa is a special, nakira is a common, marfu, a word having pesh on it is marfu. What is mansub? A word having zabar on it is mansub. And which one is majroor? A word having zir on it is majroor. Now our first chapter started here. Arabic grammar, that is Nah. We know that in Nah we learn about ism and harf. Nah is that science which teaches how to join a noun, verb and particles to form a correct sentence, as well as what the i'rab condition of the last letter of word should be. So here is the definition of Nah is written. I haven't told you in my videos what is Nah. So here the definition of Nah is written, that Nah is a science which teaches to join noun, or you can, in a simple word you can say that Nah is a science which teaches how to combine words to form a sentence, how to combine a group of words to form a correct sentence, as well as it also teaches on which word which i'rab will come on. Okay, and subjects matter, on which topics we discuss in Ilm-un-Nahw. So generally we discuss about word as well as sentence in this book, that we already know that murakkab naqis and murakkab tam, okay, and mufrad and murakkab. So that is word is mufrad and kalam is murakkab. Now objective. Why we should learn Arabic, Ilm-un-Nahw? The objective is to learn to write, read, speak Arabic correctly. So what are the main objectives? The main objectives to learn Arabic is Ilm-un-Nahw is that we can completely to avoid making mistakes in speaking Arabic, writing, as well as in reading. And what does the Nahw teach? Nahw teaches how to combine group of words to make any sentence. Okay. So these are the definitions and introduction of Ilm-un-Nahw. And now the main chapter is started from here. The method and the method and the explanation of all those things will be totally different from in this book, but simply try to understand and remember all those things which you have already learnt in my video, so you can simply able to understand all these things here. There are some different terms which is used in this book, the different examples is used here, but you can easily able to understand if you understand my examples and if you are able to understand my notes. Kalima is known as word. We already know that. Any word uttered by human is called lafz. Any word which comes from the human mouth is known as lafz, which is known as word. Okay, but there are two. Okay, and if it has a meaning, it is called mawzu, and if it doesn't have meaning, it is called muhmal. Any word which comes out from the human mouth is known as word. If that word gives any meaningful meaning, then that word will be known as mawzu, and if that word is meaningless, that word will be known as muhmal. Muhmal means useless. Now, lafzun mawzun. In Arabic, lafzun mawzun is meaningful words. There are two types of meaningful words. Simply, there are two types of word. First one is mufrad, that is single, and second one is murakkab, that is more than one. What is mufrad? Mufrad is a singular. Is that a single word which convey one meaning? It is also called kalima. What is mufrad? Mufrad is a single meaning which gives single meaning. Mufrad is a word which is a single word, and it also give one meaning. And what is murakkab? That is called compound also. It's a group of words. It's a group of words which make a complete or incomplete sentence. Now, how many types of words we have? In Arabic language, we have three types of word: ism, fail, and harf. Now what is ism? Ism is a word which can be understood without need to combine with another word. Ism is a word which meaning can be understood without combining with any other words because it's a meaningful word. Okay, so here the definition is quite different from the definition I teach you, and it does not have any tense. So ism in very simple, if you want to understand what is ism, you can say that ism is a word which give a single meaning at a time and it doesn't have any tense on it. For example, rajulun means man, al-baytu means house. So there is no tense in the both meaning here which is written, that is bayt and rajulun. Okay. A noun can never have tanween as well as alif lam at the same time. So what he is tell us that a word that is a noun will never have, or that is ism you can say, a ism will never have alif lam as well as tanween on it at the same time. So you can say ar-rajulun or ar-rajulun or al-baytun. Either you add alif lam or you need to add only alif lam or tanween. You can't add tanween as well as alif lam at the same time on any word. You can say ar-rajulu or you can say rajulun. You will say al-baytu or you will say baytun. Okay. Actually, it's not our starting of this book because the book will start from the second chapter. So the first chapter is just an introduction of ism, fail and harf, all these things. Okay, now what is fail? Fail is a word which give a single meaning at a time, but it does have any tense from the three tense, that is past, present or future. Its meaning either will have past meaning or will give the present meaning or will have a future meaning. Okay, for example, zaraba, he hit, this is giving the meaning of past. Nasara, he helped, this is also give the meaning of past. And now here is the note that a fail will never have tanween as well as alif lam on it. So only ism will have alif lam and tanween on it. Fail will never have alif lam and tanween on it. Okay. Now we have harf. Harf is a word which doesn't have any its own meaning, and it also doesn't have any tense. It is only used to combine or join ism and fail or fail or ism fail. Okay. So like min, ala, all these things. So we have completely solved our first chapter, and the basis of first chapters there are some exercise which we need to do. But you can you can very easily able to solve all these tasks based on my teachings. If you're not able to understand a lot of things from this book, you don't have to worry. Whatever the things which is really need to be explained, I will explain. But I just roughly teach you today because I have a very few time, and as well as in the first chapter there is nothing to be explained because all these things you have already learnt in the video. So let's solve the book. State the reason whether the following words are harf, fail and ism. So there are four words written here, and we need to find out the ism, fail and harf from the four words. So the main things in this video is that you need to give a more focus and more total attention on how I am solving the questions, because you already know the theoretical things. You already know the rules. The main thing is that you need to understand how the questions will be solved. Okay, the questions here is that we need to find out which one word is ism, fail or harf. So we have jalasa on the first. Okay, so the meaning of jalasa is given here, that is he sat. We know that a word which have a single meaning and it does also have any tense in its meaning, then that word will be fail. He said give us the meaning, having the meaning of past. So this means having a meaning in past tense in its meaning, this means jalasa is fail. Second is wow. Wow means and. So we know that harf doesn't have its own meaning. Wow doesn't have its own meaning. Yes, and is a meaning, but it's not a meaningful meaning. It's just a meaning. So harf is used to join two ism or one ism or fail. So here wow is harf. Now on third number we have bintun. Bintun means girl. So bintun is ism. Why it is ism? Because it doesn't have any tense on it, as well as we already know that the sign of ism is having tanween on it. In also note we learned that either tanween or alif lam will be added on any word, because you can't add alif lam as well as tanween in the same time on any ism. So baitun having tanween on it, this means baitun is ism. And now the fourth one is kasara. He broke. It's also giving the meaning of past, that the broken fail done in past. This means kasara is also fail. Now find the meaning and the plural of all the following nouns using a dictionary. So you already know the singular and plural, that is wahid, tasniya and jama. So you don't have to write here tasniya. The wahid is already given here, that is one is already, singular is already given. You need to directly convert it into plural. Okay, that means from wahid to jama. So you actually in the first chapter wahid, tasniya, jama is not discussed, but the questions comes from the wahid, tasniya, jama chapter. Why? Because this means this book is telling us that before jumping on this book, you must need to read some other ilmun-nahw book, so that you can easily able to understand, because this book is to give have a main attention on practicing a lot of questions and solving a lot of questions, not to teach you everything from the ilmun-nahw. So for kalamun, kalamun means pen. The jama of kalamun is aklamun. I think you already have the PDF. Okay, if you don't have, then you can easily ask me. I will send you the meaning as well as the plural. Kitabun, okay, second is faslun. Faslun means a classroom, or as well as also room. Okay, so the jama of faslun is fusulun, without waw, fusulun. Okay, third one is kitab. The jama of kitab is kutubun, without waw, ba having pesh on it. And last is subburatun. Okay, subburatun means blackboard. The jama of subburatun is subburatun. Okay, so I completed the first chapter with its question answer as well as meaning. Now I think I didn't teach you jamid, masdar and mushtaq in my video. Okay, so this topic is new for you, but I am going to teach you in very roughly, because you can easily able to understand all these things. There are three types of ism: jamid, masdar and mushtaq. What is jamid? Jamid is a word which is neither derived from any word and not any word derived from this word. For example, farasun. Farasun means horse. Farasun is not derived from any other word, Arabic words, and neither any other Arabic words derived from farasun. So this the word, a word which neither derived from any other words and not any word derived from this word, is known as jamid. And what is masdar? Masdar is a ism. Why? Because masdar is a part of ism, type of ism. That's why I am saying that masdar is a ism from which many words are derived, but it is not derived from any other words, but from this lot of other ism will be derived. For example, zarbun. We know that the whole bab of zaraba yazribu have a lot of segas, which is that zaraba yazribu is derived from zarbun, that is masdar. And nasara yansuru nasran, there are a lot of segas which is derived from, which is made from nasrun. Okay, so nasrun is masdar. And now what is mushtaq? You already know mushtaq is derived from masdar. So from zarbun we made zaribun, that is maf'il, and from nasrun we made nasirun or mansurun, that is maf'il respectively, or isme maf'ul respectively. Okay, if you are not able to understand anything, kindly ask me, so I will slow down and I will try to explain all these things. I am just going roughly because I am hoping that you already know all these things. Okay, what is fail mazi? A fail which gives us there are three types of ism: jamid, masdar, mushtaq, and there are four types of fail: mazi, muzare, amr, nahi. So mazi give us that mazi will give us information regarding fail happen in past. Muzare give us the meaning of future as well as present. Amr, positive command, and nahi, negative command. Okay, and we have harf. So there are two types of harf. This topic is totally new, but you don't have to worry. I will explain all these things later. What is amil? Harf. There are two types of, generally we have two types of harf. First harf, which is responsible for change in amil, and second harf, which is not responsible for change in i'rab. Okay, let me clear because I make the sentence wrong. There are two types of harf. First harf is known as amil, which is responsible for change in i'rab, and the second type of harf is ghayru amilin. Ghayru amil means which is not amil. This means this type of word is not responsible for change in i'rab. For example, fi is harf, and it is from the type of amil. Why? Because fi give any ism zair, because fi is from harf jar. And summa and waw. Waw is also harf, summa is also harf. But these harfs doesn't change any i'rab. When harf is added, when harf gair amil, that is waw or summa, or similar like all these two words, there are a lot of harfs. If these harfs added before any ism, that doesn't change any i'rab of that upcoming ism. So any harf which is responsible for change in i'rab is amil, and harf which is not responsible for change in i'rab is called ghayru amilin. Okay. Now we have exercise. Correct the following words stating a reason, give its meaning. There are some wrong word is written here. You need to first figure out what is wrong in that word, and then you need to write the right way. Okay. So here al-baytun here is written, but we already know that you can't add alif lam as well as tanween on any word at the same time. But here al-baytun, alif lam as well as tanween is added at the same times. Either you will write baytun or you can write al-baytu. Okay. Second one is al-fataha. So what is wrong in there? There is wrong. Why? Why ha having zabar on it? We know that if there is no amil who is responsible for change in i'rab, then the default i'rab of any ism will be pesh on it. So the right way is fathun or al-fatahu. Okay. Now third one is al-warakun, having same problem. Either you write al-waraku or you can write warakun. Sami'un. Sami'un is not a right way, because sami'a is a fail. Okay. Sami'a is a fail. So that is sami'a, not sami'un. Okay. Now find the meaning and plural of the following nouns using dictionary. Same question, you need to find the plural as well as the meaning. Bustanun means garden. The jama of bustanun is basatinu. And what kamarun? Kamarun means moon. The jama of moon is kamar is akmarun. And the third one is babun. Babun means door. The jama of babun is abwabun. And the fourth one is kalbun. The kalbun means dog. The jama of kalbun is kilabun. Okay. Now the third one, translate the following sentence and identify the different types of verb in them. Now there are four sentences which is written. Each sentence have a different fail. Okay, we need to find out in which sentence we have fail. So fataha khalidun shubbakan. So fataha means open. Fataha is a sega of mazi. This means this having mazi. Yadrusu having alamat sign of muzare, that is ya. This means this is muzare. Uktub. Uktub having a fail which having sakin on it. Okay. So sakin, we know that uktub is a pattern on unsur. Okay. That is wahid muzakkar hazir from amr. And la takra, this is nahi. Okay. So we are to complete, we able very easily able to find out the four fail. Now let me translate for you. Fataha Khalidun ash-shubbaka. Khalid opened the window. Khalid opened window. Yadrusu Ahmadu fil madarsati. Ahmad is reading in madarsa. Uktub risalatan, write a letter. Risalat means letter. La taqra dhalikal kitab. La taqra means don't read. Don't read those that book. Okay. So second chapter is completed, and we already completed our second exercise. In the next video, inshallah, I will explain more, and I will do the lot of exercises. But if you are not able to understand anything from this video, simply ask or tell me to slow down, then I will inshallah slow down the video. Okay. Assalamu-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi.